What if archetypes or fantasy archetype reviews are back, everybody, with this time the Frenzy archetype. Now from here forward, it's mostly made up archetypes that were in Unleashed. And not gonna lie, Frenzy is one of my favorite archetypes from it, and it's one of those where it's like, I like it, but I cannot tell you why for the life of me. Something about me just likes it. It really is just one of those, I don't know why, but I do, things. It's probably just because of, Havoc's story with Yugioh through all that stuff. Just like, if you like a story arc, you like stuff in it, so of course you like the deck that was in the story arc. Kinda makes sense, That's just my reasoning for it. But yeah, Frenzy archetype. Evolution time!
Hey guys, welcome back to another What If Archetype video. Since Yu-Gi-Oh! Unleashed Season 2 is now over, I think I'm going to be doing a couple of these because there are a couple of decks that I've made that I'd like to show off. And today, we're going to start off with Havoc's deck, the Frenzy archetype. Frenzies are a deck of beast-type monsters that focus on the evolution summoning gimmick.
Because he's from the evolution dimension.
Their battle style is very similar to Havoc's personality, preferring to torment the opponent before finishing them off with overwhelming strength.
Yep.
Similar to a bully, essentially.
Because he is one.
The deck's inspiration
Nothing more.
Themselves, I actually came up with a little bit of a backstory for the monsters and how they work. Originally, they were a bunch of innocent canine creatures, until they were exposed with the flames of darkness.
Oh boy.
By powering themselves up by devouring special crystals, they could wield the Dark Flame's power and use it to evolve themselves into more monstrous forms.
Interesting.
Another thing too is that the Frenzy archetype also take inspiration from a certain mythological creature, which I do know the name of, but I'm not going to say because I'm not just going to randomly say rude words or bad words in my videos anyway.
The Hellhound.
This level, I guess. Regardless, I'm S-Code Knight, and this is the
Is it more like
Frenzy
a
archetype.
Chupacabra? Nah, Hellhound. Me, I don't give a crap. I'll say it. Anyway, monsters. Frenzy Hound, level 4 fire, normal monster. Because all evolution because the evolution archetype works off from normal monsters. I'm just clarifying this for the people who don't know and don't watch Unleashed. The scrubs. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it's a normal monster with 1800 attack and 1000 defense. It's a beast type. There are probably going to be beast fire monsters, so I'll stop saying it moving forward. A small, energetic pup with a fiery attitude. Its burning passion allows it to evolve through the power of the dark flames. Since it's an evolution monster, you kind of have to play it, but that's all, they all work great with an unexpected die. To be fair, this is pretty good stats for level 4. This is like the bare minimum, Once you get to like 1700, it's like, I have to consider this, Frenzy Pup, level 3. 1500 attack, 400 defense. It's alright for level 3. A small but determined pup. Its adorable demeanor is easily corrupted by the dark flames of destruction. I start with big words. It's fine. You kind of have to play them with evolution monsters, so yeah. Frenzy Scout, level 2. 900 attack, 500 defense, normal. A small creature that is quick on its feet, and its burning flames, it is as quick as wildfire. No, wait. I'm gonna start over. A small creature that is quick on its feet with its burning flames is as quick as a wildfire and expands its power through the dark flames. It's like Mephiles and Solaris. Frenzy Crystal, level 3. He's a rock effect monster. I think it's a tuner. Yeah, I'm probably thinking of something else. Has 200 attack and 1600 defense. If you would take damage, you can banish this card from and one other frenzy monster from your GY. Have the damage you take. It's alright in the sense that it's any damage, battle or effect. So you can have that. It's not the best, but could have been worse. At least it's either damage, not specifically one type of damage. Okay. Frenzy Shard, level 1 effect monster. No attack or defense. You can discard this card from your hand to banish one frenzy monster from your GY, and if you do, draw 2 cards. It's Allure of Darkness, but a monster. Yeah, you play it. Duh. There's no real cost to this thing. Okay, you do go minus it, but it's just like the other cost is in your graveyard, so it's the +1 in card advantage. And it's not even a once per turn anywhere. So yeah. Duh. Frenzy Coal, level 2. Rock effect. I noticed that some are beasts and some of these are rocks. It's got 300 attack and 400 defense. If you control a frenzy monster, you can discard this card from your hand, add one evolution spell from your deck to your hand. It's just a basic trade in this for another one, you know? It's good. Of course you play it. Don't need to say more. Evolution monsters. Frenzy Fenrir. It's a fire attribute level 8 monster. It's a beast evolution and skill monster. Because evolutions have skills and all that. Its summoning requirements is 1 level 4 frenzy monster. If your opponent inflict damage to your life points, except by battle, reduce the damage you take to 0. If you do, inflict 400 damage to your opponent. You're going to do this with 1 Frenzy Fenrir at a time. So you can only use the effect of Frenzy Fenrir once per turn. If your opponent activate a spell or trap that would cost them life points, banish 1 EXP card from your graveyard, negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. So it's like a 2900 attack and 2100 defense. It's not the best, but if you're facing a burn deck, you can really deal with it and just be like, yeah, it's a taste of your own medicine, biatch. Can't use this against Trick Stars. Don't use this against Trick Stars. Because then they summon something stronger, it's like, ugh. But yeah. The whole, like, you gotta use it only on card effects so it costs them life points is like, it's rarely gonna come up, but you know. It's something. Really cooks over a Cosmic Cyclone, I tell you that much. Frenzy Omega. Level 6. That face. Is a Beast Warrior Evolution skill monster with 0 attack and defense. Its requirements is 1 level 3 fire normal monster. This card, its original attack, is equal to the number of EXP cards in your graveyard times 1000. If this card destroys a monster by battle, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects, except its own skill. During the end phase, banish 1 EXP card from your graveyard and destroy this card. So this thing is good if you have a lot of EXP cards in the graveyard, which is kind of the entire thing with the evolution mechanic. Just sending all your evolution cards to the graveyard. Sort of like, what if Raid Raptors gained extra points for every rank up magic in their grave, in a sense. It's not exactly like that, but it's on the idea. And yeah, nuke your entire opponent's field, but if you can't banish anything from your graveyard, which will make this thing weaker and easier to kill by default, this thing blows itself up, and that's the only way it's going to be destroyed. So, yeah, it's pretty fair, I think. That's just me. Frenzy Sprinter, level 4 fire monster. 1200 attack and defense. It is a beast evolution, and it takes 1 level 2 normal monster. When this card is evolution summoned, it gains 200 attack for each frenzy monster currently in your graveyard. You can banish 1 EXP card from your graveyard. This card can attack your opponent directly this turn. If it does, target at a monster your opponent controls, banish it. It's a lot of effects. It gains 200 attack for each frenzy in the graveyard, so it's got 1200 at base, so it's okay, I guess. It's not going to be a very good early game, but late game could come in handy. Could. And you can banish an EXP card from your graveyard to attack directly, which is a bit more handy. And the fact that you can banish a card afterwards is just, mwah. Yeah, it targets, but it's also like, eh. So yeah. The fact that it direct attacks and then banishes afterwards is the thing that saves. The 200 attack thing is like, that's a thing that exists. Might steal a game with it though. Who knows? And I can steal a game because these cards don't exist. Frenzy Alpha, a level 10 monster. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Yeah. Beast Warrior Evolution skill. It takes 1 level 5 normal monster. I don't think there was one. It has 0 attack and defense. If this card is evolution summoned, banish any number of EXP cards from either player's GUI, and if you do, this card gains original attack becomes 1000 for each card. This card is unaffected by all monster effects with less attack than it. During the end phase, destroy 1 monster on the field. It could be this card, but also you're probably going to bring it back. Which how you balance this thing out. The fact that it's like, it's going to be the strongest thing on the field. It's the only thing on the field. You're doomed. But then again, your opponent has to play something, because if they just leave that thing alone, they're probably going to be killed by then. And this thing doesn't have a way to reduce its attack naturally. So yeah. This thing is like the ultimate boss monster. Fenrir Wolf is not the Fenrir. Frenzy Wolf, like the thing that produced the damage, is like the face of the archetype, but this thing is the actual boss monster. It's sort of like how, to put it in a sense, like Utopia is of course the face of Onomatopoeias, but it has higher forms, you know? Or like Stardust Dragon is the face of the Stardust thing, but it has like Shooting Star, Stardust Warrior, etc. You know. But yeah. Spells and Traps. Shadowfire, a normal spell card. This card is always treated as an EXP card while in your graveyard. Evolution, summon one fire evolution monster from extra deck by using any number of normal fire monsters in your hand and or your field as materials. Then take damage equal to the number of evolution monsters you summon times 500. Also, all material are treated as EXP cards in your graveyard. You can manage this card from your GY, negate the destruction of one fire evolution monster you control. This thing has a lot of effects, but it makes it all worth it in the end. Like, yeah, you gotta take a little bit of burn damage. Oh no, you can summon... I can still summon like 6 monsters. Okay, 5, because it's Arc 5, so there's no extra monster zone, but you know. Well, none of these cards exist, so you can't summon any of them, really, but that's going a little too far into the realism of this. But just the fact that you can use your entire field and hand as a mechanic is just great, and the burn is like, oh no, anyway. And it has a little bit of protection, which is good. And it turns everything in the graveyard into evolution monsters, which is great because as we established, two of these things is like for each evolution card in the graveyard, or EXP card I mean to say. So yeah, good. Play it. Yeah. Frenzy Fang. Equip spell. Equip only to a fire monster. It gains 300 attack. Once per turn, if the equipped monster attacked this turn, and the opponent controls a monster, you can discard one card, and then the equipped monster can attack again in a row. Not bad, it's not once per turn. Remember that. Oh wait, no, it is once per turn. It blatantly says once per turn. Huh. The attack boost is minuscule, and the fact that just like, you can discard a card to attack again. Okay, there's some cards that let me do that naturally, like you ever heard of Air Cracking Storm? But that's more for machine monsters generically. It's not generic, I mean to say. So, it might win you a game, but like nothing else. Who knows? It'd be okay as a one-off, at most. Frenzy Call, normal spell. If you control a Frenzy normal monster, discard one card from your hand, then special summon one Frenzy normal monster from your deck. So, you just gotta discard a card, that could be any card, and then just summon a card from the deck. It's unexpected to die, except that you control a normal monster already. Nice. Play it, duh. Frenzy Ring of Flame. I think it's supposed to be Ring of Flame. Field spell. All Frenzy monsters you control gain 300 attack and defense. If you control no monsters, you can special summon one Frenzy monster from your deck. That's nice. Once per turn, one Frenzy monster you control. Evolution. Once per turn, target one Frenzy monster you control. Evolution. Summon one Frenzy Evolution monster from extra, using that card as material. This material is treated as an EXP card while in the graveyard. Jeez, it's a lot of effects. It has a power boost, which is like, meh. But the fact is like, okay, you can also summon monsters from the deck. I am a walking unexpected die, and it's also an evolution spell that treats the evolution material as an EXP card. This thing does everything in the kitchen sink. It's like, what if Magical Meltdown added Alistair, special summon Alistair from the deck, and also gave you Invocation? It's like, I know it does because, you know, you search Alistair, summon, get Invocation, but, you know. Mind you, it's pointless because you could just be like, well, then they're just going to ash it. You know how it works when you face Invocation. You draw you activate Meltdown, you ash, you summon Alistair. They drew Alistair anyway. They summon Alistair, you ash, they drew Invocation anyway. You can't win. Anyway, yeah. Duh, play it. Frenzy Formation, normal spell card. If you control a normal or summon Frenzy normal monster, that's a lot of normals. Discard one card from your hand. That's supposed to up to 2 monsters with the same name as the monster on from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Wait, same name as that monster. You can only use one Frenzy Formation per turn. It's a pretty good pack howling thing. You got one of the monsters in the field, you can summon 2 more from the deck. Play it. Duh. Look at the Kazuga has the normal summon normal monster. High Phoenix Evolution. is a normal spell card. Evolution, summon one fire evolution monster from your extra deck by using one fire normal monster you control as evolution material. Also, this card and that monster are treated as EXP cards while in the GY. If a fire evolution monster you control would be destroyed, you can banish this card from your graveyard. The monster is not destroyed. Also, its attack is doubled, and that's a permanent stack, mother flipper. So this thing is just like, duh, play it. I don't need to explain why. At least I hope I don't. Frenzy Firewall, normal trap. Oh, oh okay, I can see what happened here. It says if a friend, but it was supposed to be a frenzy. Sorry guys, I know, I suck. No, you don't, man, you're good. Though this card came out in 2015, so this is kind of old. No, I'm just kidding, that's me being an asshole. Anyway, to read the actual card, if a frenzy monster you control will be destroyed, negate the destruction. If you do, draw one card. Then activate one of the following effects depending on that card. Depending on the one you draw, most likely. If you drew a monster, special summon it. If you drew a spell, draw an additional card. If you drew a trap, destroy one card your opponent controls. Any card. So no matter what, you're getting an extra something from this. So it's just a win no matter what you do it. So, yeah. All because your frenzy monster would be destroyed. Boy. Obviously they play it. Frenzy Reincarnation. Normal trap. Special summon one frenzy monster from your GY, and if it is a normal monster, increase or reduce its level by 1. Ah, so that's how you get to the normal level 5, then it's on level 10. You get the frenzy level 4 normal monster in the graveyard, or revive it this way. Couldn't know why you'd reduce its level, but then again, we do have level 3. Some things do take level 3, so you know, that's the thing. Good card. Let me explain why. It's maybe once per turn. Frenzy Crossfire, counter trap. Oh. If you would take battle or effect damage, oh, I feel so affectionate about this. While a frenzy monster is in your GY, half that damage, and if you do, inflict the same damage to your opponents. I mean, if you got the wolf on the field, you're not taking any damage, so that's pointless, but it would probably feel if you don't have the wolf on the field. So, yeah, it's alright. It's fine. It's a freaking volcanic counter. It's fine.
And with that, that is another What If Archetype video done. What do you think of the Frenzy Archetype, and what did you think of Havoc in general? Let me know in the comments.
Havoc's another piece of shit and I hate him, but then again I'm supposed to hate it, which means it's doing a good job, I guess.
Used by Ridley. Bye.
Yeah. I hate freaking... I do not like him, but I'm not supposed to like him, so I guess that means job well done. Okay, it's not that much I hate him, I love to hate him in a sense. So I guess that's, if it's any sort of compliment, I like hating his freaking guts. So yeah, there's your compliment. I take it back now because I feel like puking. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, that's that. Only about another month of this, and then I can get back to Pokemon Science and Magic. Later.